Do you have a preamp and you're looking for the next best thing in your studio setup? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the secret reason why the best compressor for vocals is the Empirical Labs EL8x Distressor. If you want more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified about more videos like this. Shout out to Z Sounds for sending this Distressor to me. They have a lot of great compressors and options to help you upgrade your studio with the really great affordable plans. Link in the description. If you guys are looking for Pro Tools templates, FL Studio templates, beat making templates, mixing and mastering services, link in the description. Check out themusicgang.com. All right, gang, so I have the Distressor here, which is a legendary compressor. My dream setup is to have like a tube tech compressor next to my Neve 1073, but because of multiple different factors, I don't have that in my studio right now. The price. So I just have the Distressor here, and it's a really great, affordable compressor that you can add to your studio setup. Personally, I've been using it for vocals, and I've been having a great time with it. Before I show you some of the secret reasons why this is one of the best compressors out there, I'm going to show you exactly what comes with this thing when you order it. So we have the box here. This is basically what it looks like. And not gonna lie, man, as soon as I opened this thing and took it out, I thought I got scammed, man. I didn't know what the heck this thing was. I was like, yo, it's supposed to be a compressor in here, but it's just boxes. But I had some faith, and I just basically took off all the tape and stuff like that, and then opened this thing up, and then boom, we have the beautiful, legendary Distressor. Basically, when you get this thing, you have this nice manual that gives you a lot of tips and tricks. It also has a page in there for recall if you want to take some notes down, if you have some really great settings from a previous session. Basically, look at this thing. This is a very beautiful device here. Also, you know, when you want to plug this into your microphone and all that, make sure you use a preamp. You can't plug your microphone directly into it. Basically, you want to plug a regular XLR cable from your preamp into this thing here, and you're going to get a great sound. If you're getting help so far, go ahead and hit that like button. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and show you exactly what all the buttons do. So right here, you know, I have this on Nuke right now, which is basically like a wall limiter. I think this is one of the greatest settings for like voiceover work, or basically like just doing like YouTube videos like this. You know what I'm saying? It's basically keeping all the vocals and sound at the same volume. You know what I'm saying? So if I get real low like this, or if I get really high, it's still the same level. So, you know, I really like that for voiceover work, and I'm going to start using that. But, you know, you have your other settings here. Press this ratio button. Then you get to all the other ratios, like 1:1. You got your 1:1, 2:1, 3:1, 4:1, 6:1, 10:1, 21, and you got your Nuke setting as we had before. So the next setting that we have over here is basically the Detector. So the Detector is right here, and basically it has a high band pass on it for the Detector. So whatever the Distressor hears is basically going to have a high pass on it. It's not going to do that over the overall vocal or the overall sound, just whatever the compressor hears. So basically the reason why you want to do that is that, you know, if you have your P's and your B's coming into the microphone, some of that stuff can get compressed and react to the compressor, which in some cases you don't actually want that. So if you turn that high band pass on there, it's only hearing like the actual vocal instead of some of the very low end, and reacting to your vocals a lot better. The next setting here is a boost in the 6K range. Say you got a female vocal and she has some really high frequencies. You know, you want to basically have the compressor focus on those high frequencies first and then get to the rest. So, you know, you could do that by hitting that button right there to focus on the 6K range. So the next button here is the link button. So say you had another Distressor, you can basically link them up and have a stereo compressor, you know what I'm saying, which is a really great option. This compressor has so many options, but a secret tip is that if you have that link button on, it basically gives you more distortion if you have the distortion settings on. Personally, I like to keep both of these on. You know what I'm saying? We have the boost 6K and then the high band pass on the Detector. It sounds really, really great. I love having that setting on there. And another thing I just started doing was just having that link button on there as well, you know, just so I can get more distortion when I have distortion turned on. Right now it's not on. So now let me go ahead and turn on the distortion. The first thing you do, you get a high band pass. So anything below 80 hertz, it basically gets cut off. So maybe you know, doing a podcast, or you don't want to do too much editing in the box, you have that opportunity to get those low frequencies out there. Even though I'm doing it on the preamp, you know, you have an extra high band pass if you don't have a high band pass on your preamp. So that's pretty good right there. The next one is a Distort 2. So basically you're getting like a warm distortion from like optical compressors, you know what I'm saying? Like a tube tech compressor. So that's basically what Distort 2 is. The next one is Distort 3. So basically what that is, you're getting a more harsher sound of distortion of like tape, you know what I'm saying? You're getting like tape analog sound, you know what I'm saying, when you have the distortion on there. And like I said, it's a more harsh sound than the other options. You know, for voiceovers and stuff like that, like YouTube videos or whatever, I would recommend just having the high band pass and this Distort 2 on, and I think it sounds really, really great. So the next thing is, you know, you have your input, you know what I'm saying? You got your attack, release, output, just like on your regular plug-in compressors, you know what I'm saying? Even though, you know, this does not act like a plug-in. Hardware compressors, you have so much more headroom and opportunity to hit the higher volumes without distortion and making it sound bad, you know, versus like on a plug-in, as soon as you get more gain and higher levels in there, it starts to sound really, really bad. Versus like a hardware, it sounds really good, you know what I'm saying? So you can even redline this thing and it sounds really, really good. So as you can see, you know, when I'm getting up here, you see this little button right here that's turning on. That's basically telling you how much, you know, harmonic distortion is being added to this vocal. So now let's talk about some of the settings for this compressor. You know, when you get this thing out the box, the default setting is to put this at 6:1 and then have all these knobs at 5. So that's basically what it's at right now. Everything at 5, and this is basically the default setting. So there's another setting that is from like a award-winning producer or something like that. They put this in the manual. So basically what you do is you leave it at 6:1, and then you have the attack at 2.5 to 3.5. Just go ahead and move the attack to 3, and then have your release all the way at 0 or 2. And then the next thing you want to do is have your high band pass on and Distort 2. Like I said, this is like one of the really great settings for like a you know, award-winning producer but you know, it sounds great. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think. I think it sounds really good. The next reason why this is one of the greatest compressors out there, you can get so many different other compressor sounds like a LA2A, LA3A, LA4A, and all you want to do is go ahead and get to the 10:1, get to the optical sound. And now the optical is like, you're basically getting a different type of compression, and they have different detectors and stuff like that for the optical ratio. And then basically you want to have your attack all the way at 10 and then your release all the way at 0. So this is basically right now a LA2A or LA3A type of sound. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you adjust your distortion, and they basically tell you to try either, you know, one of these distortion modes, whichever one works best for you. And as you can see, sometimes I get to the red line, but as you can hear, it still sounds good. I'm redlining, but it sounds good. So, you know, as you can see, hardware is a lot better when it comes to compression. Now, there's another setting that I found in the manual. Now, if you go to either 2:1 all the way up to like 6:1, so let's go to 6:1, and you have your attack at 9 and your release at like 2, and then have it in the cleanest mode. Now this is called over easy. I don't know exactly what that means, but you know, as you can hear, it sounds pretty decent. It sounds pretty clean. So the next option you can do is the 1176 sound. So basically you want to stay at least between 3:1 all the way up to 20:1, because those are the only options on 1176. And for your attack, you start at 0, but you don't go past 3.5. So I'm gonna start it at 3, and the release you start at like 1. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So now we have an 1176 type of sound right now. And you know, right now, if I just go closer to the microphone and then go above 3.5, you can hear that it sounds extremely different as soon as I go above 3.5. All right, so let me go back to 3.5, and then boom, you know what I'm saying? It just sounds so much nicer, so much cleaner. You also want to make sure your audio has on clean mode, which is basically nothing, because, you know, of course, the 1176 doesn't have any of those distortion modes. So if you want that sound, keep it on clean. Don't go above 3.5 on the attack. So the next compressor you can get is the old Fairchild style compressor, which is a really old and expensive compressor. So basically you either start at 3 or 5. So I'm gonna go to 3, put the release at 2 or 7, 2 through 7. So right now it's at 2, but they also recommend, like, if you really want the Fairchild sound, 4 and 4 is a really great starting point. So 4 on the attack, 4 on the release, and then boom, you have a Fairchild type of sound. So that's a really great option. The next thing is like a weird effect. Like, I haven't heard anybody on YouTube talk about this. So this is a secret setting right here, but it's in the manual. So basically you flip on your British mode, and then you have the ratio at nuke, and then you set your attack to 2, And then you set your release to like 6.5, but you got to play with it. So I'm gonna just set it to 6.5. And to get this reverse effect, turn up your input so you can get 20 to 30 dB of compression. So let's go ahead and just turn this up till we get 20 to 30 dB of compression. And now, you know what I'm saying? Let me know if we're getting that reverse effect. 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. Mic check, 1, 2. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hurry up and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. I don't really hear it. I don't know what they're talking about, or reverse effect. Sorry if I blew your ears out. So let me know what you guys think. You know, this is a really great compressor. I really love it for vocals, and whatever I want to throw at it, I can, because this compressor is very versatile. I'm going to do a video on using this thing as a plug-in. Same thing with my preamp. If you guys don't know how to do that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. I appreciate it. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see, and let me know all the questions you have about this Distressor compressor. Make sure you guys follow me on all my social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all at 30 Kilobeats. You guys stay safe. Peace.